Welcome, brothers and sisters, to Mormon Movie Reviews, where LDS movie lovers belong. I'm your humble host, DJs, and I'm joined here by Sophronia. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Hey, I'm terrific. Today is April 18th, 2023. This is episode 91, where we are going to review Manners for Missionaries 3, Appearance and Social Skills. This has a running time of 11 minutes, and it's not rated, and it's a how-to video. Now, this review works best if you've seen this film before, though that's not required, and a spoiler alert. Now, we'll watch this movie in totality together while we make some insightful and occasionally irreverent commentary. Do you have our synopsis, Sophronia?
This video is aimed at teaching etiquette to everyone, but is aimed primarily at full-time LDS missionaries. While not an official production of either Brigham Young University or the LDS Church, the creators, faculty, and instructors for both BYU and Provo MTC, and the film has been shown at many missions throughout the world over the past 2 decades. This segment covers how to dress and interact with others.
Now, this video is for sale here, and you can still purchase it today from Deseret Book. Here it is, Manners for Missionaries and Everyone Else, a timeless classic, the valuable resource for families. And you can go on to Deseret Book and still buy this book here today. Now, as you mentioned, it's not an official church video, but it was put together by Hailstone Media, who did a lot of LDS affiliated videos.
Have you ever wondered how you appear in the eyes of others? What do they see? How much more receptive might people be to you and your message if you present yourself in the best possible manner? The purpose of this video is to help you improve your effectiveness visually and socially.
First of all, let's give this inspiring sister a name. And Sophronia, I have 3 choices for you, and she's going to have a prominent role in this short. Option number 1, Sister Congeniality. Or option number 2, Sister Stepford. Or option 3, blink twice if you need help. How do you want to name her?
Oh, Sister Stepford's good.
Sister Stepford, gotcha. That seems to be very fitting here. She asks, have you ever wondered how you appear in the eyes of others? I thought we weren't supposed to compare ourselves, especially physically, with other people. I mean, why are we so worried about what others think about us?
Oh, that's the Mormon way. Our appearance is everything.
And she also says that people will be receptive to you and your message if you present yourselves in the best possible manner. And let me translate that for you. You will have a lot more success as a missionary if you look like Elizabeth Debicki or John Hamm.
Exactly. Yes. You know, I like those too.
The third point she says is the purpose of the video is to help you improve effectiveness visually and socially. So basically, the sum up here from the opening is this video is going to help missionaries get celestially sexy. Is that where we're at here?
Yeah, we're always aiming for that.
Celestial sexiness. Got it.
When my husband was a mission president, we had a sister serving in our mission who seemed to have no concern for her physical appearance. In fact, because of her lack of grooming, no one wanted to be her companion. But when I talked to her about the importance of cleanliness and appearance, I was surprised to hear her say, "I'm here to teach the gospel of Jesus Christ, not to be in a fashion show." Obviously, this sister didn't understand that being our best self is the essence of the gospel.
What is she trying to tell us here?
That being a missionary is being in a fashion show.
Yeah, that sister who didn't want to be in a fashion show, joke's on her, right?
Yeah, no, wait, what year was this released?
1990.
1990? The shoulder pads that they're really sporting, those were out of fashion for a good decade.
We're going to see more shoulder pads throughout this video.
Yeah, it's serious shoulder pad.
Yeah. He says that being your best self is the essence of the gospel. I need to translate that. It's basically like Jesus wants you to look sexy. I seem to remember a primary hymn that goes along with this.
No, but it's a fine line. You got to be presentable in the LDS construct and then homely at the same time.
That's a fine line to walk.
Yeah, it's brutal. It's tough.
Let's also name her. She's also in this video a number of times. How about Sister Sanctimonious?
I like that name. Yeah.
Okay, so we have Sister Stepford and Sister Sanctimonious.
President Spencer W. Kimball wrote, "I assure you that all church standards, both those relating to moral conduct and those relating to dress and grooming, are the result of intense, prayerful consideration by church leaders."
Okay, so how do you feel about what Spencer Kimball said about missionary dress and grooming standards?
I didn't know he told us to pray about what we wear.
Well, actually, if you think about it, He said that, no, you don't pray about what you wear. He's already done the praying for you.
Oh.
Missionary dress and grooming standards are the result of church leaders praying about it. You don't pray about what you wear.
Oh, good. Oh, good. Pressure's off.
When the prophet speaks, the thinking has been done. You don't need to pray
That's
about
right.
what you wear.
With what we wear. It's just so easy. This is great.
Exactly. The missionary dress and grooming standards are the result of intense prayer from senior church leaders all the way to the top. They've really thought this one out.
It's intense is dead on the money. Yeah.
That's incredible. You know, it's a great comfort for me to know that these Utah geriatrics, they're really pondering sister missionaries' pantyhose colors, undergarment choices. That's really comforting.
I know the pantyhose are my personal favorite. Yeah.
As we review some of these guidelines, be open-minded and ask yourself if any of these reminders apply to you.
Okay, will do.
A basic self-check is to ask yourself, does my clothing reflect the dignity of my calling? Do I have a professional look, conservative and confident? For elders, dark colors in suits and pants are appropriate. Sisters should wear conservative, subdued colors of low intensity, not too bright.
What does that mean? Low intensity colors? I'm sorry, I'm not a fashionista.
That means you're not supposed to stand out. You're just supposed to blend in. But I think camouflage would be going a little too far.
So that's what I was wondering. Elders should wear low intensity, but he didn't say the sisters had to wear low intensity. So sisters can kind of, be a little bit more showy. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, until they get noticed a little too much. You know, when the mission president starts noticing the sisters, then it's not a good idea.
That's absolutely true. This is a part of a series, by the way. This is like a 7 to 11 part series. One of the other manners for missionaries that I've already reviewed on Mormon Movie Reviews talks about literally a dirty-minded mission president who was ogling his sisters who are sitting on the front row. So yes, that is a problem.
It's a problem in the temple too.
Oh man.
For elders, socks are to be solid colors of either black, dark brown, or dark blue to harmonize with the color of your suit and shoes. And don't wear argyle socks.
So, hey, Sophronia, I'm glad to know that these sock colors have been fasted and prayed about and ultimately worked out for us. You know, it's well known in the Joseph Smith translation of the Bible that the Holy Ghost friggin' hates argyle socks.
Clearly. And I mean, what did they do, 10 years ago when the really fun socks for men started to, take our culture by storm? How'd they deal with that?
I really don't know, but again, this is 1990s. We're emphasizing basically a 1950s style culture for gender roles, for what you wear, for how you behave. Because the 1970s, the church films, I've done a lot of Mormon movie reviews before with the free style, the leisure suits, things like that. The church rejected that because that was like hippie culture. So we're trying to harken back to the 50s.
Yeah, I don't think they liked the Gordon Gekko Wall Street look either.
No.
For sisters, anklets are not to be worn. Also avoid patterned or bright colored hosiery.
I do agree with Stepford Wife on the anklets.
So you're anti-anklet. Why is that?
It's just not a good look, not with dress clothes.
I have heard, though, that Satan rejoices when sisters try on bright or patterned hosiery, even in a private dressing room just for fun. I've heard that he really rejoices when he sees that.
Yes, especially when it's textured.
Yeah, that's the real victory for Satan.
Sisters, be careful your dresses and skirts are not too long. They should be long enough to cover your knees when you're seated, but not longer than mid-calf when standing.
What's the deal with no full-length skirts? Why can't dresses go to the ankle? What's the problem?
Too stylish.
That's stylish. So we're trying to be anti-stylish?
Definitely. If they could raise that hemline a bit or lower it a bit, you'd have a very cute look. But right there, right at the mid-calf, that is universally the most unflattering skirt length anyone could ever wear.
and that's the advice of the film, is to get the most unflattering look.
Yes, and especially if the girl's got bad legs. I mean, it's really bad. And if she has good legs, it's kind of sad because, that's a positive feature she's got going there. But not only that, I'm surprised. I think they changed it later because they had to wear mid heels. I don't think they could wear ballerina flats for a while, at least the days my friends, when they were going on missions that are my age, they had to be a low heel.
I do have a question about that. Since this video is all about having an attractive look, why then would the church want to be promoting what you said is the most unflattering or unattractive cut? It seems to not make sense.
That's the revelation Kimball got,
He prayed about that length, and it was bam, right on that mid calf length.
right there. And
Okay.
you notice they all have the sisters don't, but the ones that are leaders, they have jackets, they have suits.
Gotcha. Okay, gotcha.
Skirts which are too long can usually be hemmed up easily. Also, be careful of wearing styles that are too casual. Too trendy. Too frilly or too overdone. And of course, t-shirts, polo shirts, and golf shirts are not appropriate.
Okay, so what's left? We can't wear golf shirts. We can't wear t-shirts. We can't wear trendy. We can't wear frilly. We can't. What are we left to wear?
I don't know, the ladies department and ZCMI, I think that's where we get outfitted.
Oh, I really do think that's where a lot of missionaries do go shopping for their clothes. I know I went to the Mr. Mac Missionary Mall in Orem, Utah. So, I mean, it seems like there's not much left.
They're feeding their own, ZCMI was owned by the church. So it's just, ensuring that their product gets sold.
It seems like the only thing left is FLDS prairie dresses and pompadour hairstyles. I mean, we can't wear anything else.
That's right.
Now, I do want to back it up just a little bit. I want to look at this trendy skirt. Like I said, I'm not an expert on this, so I need your help on this. Let's take a look at this trendy skirt.
Too trendy.
What is trendy about that? What is the trend? That just seems like a normal skirt to me. I don't get it.
I'm trying to figure that out too. I don't think they understand trends either, but maybe it's the sheer, like it has an overskirt thing going. So do you see how it kind of flows? It has movement.
The amount of difficulty with trying to line up with this dress code is very, very challenging.
Keep accessories simple. No dangly earrings or fat items, such as large hair bows. Elders wear ties of medium width and of conservative patterns and colors. Shoes should be dark and coordinate with your suit. And of course, shoes should always be polished. The look should be businesslike, not collegiate.
Okay, what is the difference between a business look and a collegiate look?
Well, I'm going to just try to think I understand Sister Shepherd's mind. But I think collegiate is a little more, patches on the elbows, the tweed kind of thing. I think business, you should channel a little more Gordon Gekko for the men. I noticed they said no hair bows, but they didn't rule out fascinators. So I think we should tell the sisters that, and maybe some of the elders, if they kind of swing that way, bring on the fascinators.
What are fascinators?
Oh, they're quite fabulous. Just look it up with Kate Middleton. And actually, when you look it up on Wikipedia, I think she comes up. But it's a big clip-on hat sort of thing, usually with kind of a veil and feathers and bows in it. So.
Gotcha. Okay, gotcha.
In cold weather missions, where layering is essential, make sure layers coordinate and maintain that professional look. A hodgepodge appearance is not attractive, even if the temperature is cold.
How do you like the hodgepodge look here?
Well, I'm just curious, who's funding all the accessories? Because a lot of these missionaries, if they need the cold weather things, maybe they can only afford 1 or 2 scarves and 1 or 2 hats. It has to go with everything. And maybe it just doesn't go with everything, and that's what you got to live with. I think it's interesting to be that specific when the missionaries are buying their own clothes, plus funding the mission, plus paying tithing.
Yeah, that's true. And also notice what Sister Congeniality said. She said specifically, we're going for an attractive look here. If you define in the dictionary, I looked it up online, attractiveness is defined as follows. And let me quote it here to you. Appealing to look at, sexually alluring. Why do sister missionaries need to be sexually alluring? Why do they need to be appealing to look at all?
It's the way of the church.
Flirt to convert?
Absolutely. Whatever it takes.
A final word on wardrobe. Be cautious about thrift shopping. Sometimes the lowest prices might mean the lowest quality too. Low quality items do not always launder or fit as well as they should. Shop for the best value, not necessarily the best price.
Don't scrimp on anything. You need to, not only do you need to have the right looks, but you need to have the right materials. You need to have the designer looks here, not thrift store, not Deseret Industries. You need to be, shopping at the high-end department stores.
Yeah, and heaven forbid the poor missionary that got the hand-me-downs from his older sibling.
If you have any questions concerning the appropriateness of your wardrobe items, don't hesitate to check with your mission president, because your proper appearance is vital to mission success.
Sister missionaries should check with the mission president on their clothes.
That's creepy.
Let's not do that. In fact, how about maybe they should check with the mission president's wife? That seems more appropriate.
Yeah, I think it's better to ask for forgiveness, though, than permission.
And maybe just trust that the missionaries who are out there, serving the Lord and dedicating their time, maybe you can just trust them that they'll just wear the appropriate clothes on their own. Maybe they don't need to check with anyone on what they wear,
Yeah, let's treat them like adults, because they are.
As we review standards of appearance, we should also reflect on our own personal habits of hygiene and grooming. In warm weather missions especially, missionaries must take even greater care to keep themselves well groomed and presentable. Ask yourself these basics. Do I wash and bathe frequently, using deodorant regularly? Are my clothes clean, mended, and well pressed? Do my hair and nails reflect cleanliness and grooming? Does my haircut conform with a businessman's appearance? Do I use sunscreen each day to avoid skin damage or illness? Good sunscreens which do not cause acne are now available. Do I practice good dental hygiene? Does my breath smell fresh and unoffensive?
Are you getting all this, Sophronia?
There's so much there.
Everyone needs to pay careful attention. This is really important stuff. I'm writing all of this down. I don't want to miss a thing here.
Yeah, and there's good news. I mean, there's sunscreen that doesn't cause acne now.
Yeah, that's true. Church leaders are apparently not praying about how to end the American gun violence epidemic or how to solve the looming climate crisis or how to solve food insecurity, but they are giving us inspired guidance about mouthwash and deodorant.
Priorities here.
An additional checklist for sisters might include these questions. Is my hosiery free from runs? Are my shoes in good repair? Is my purse clean and uncluttered? Elders, you might ask, are my shirts pressed?
Why is the mission president's wife pressing the elders' shirts?
That's her job. She's the wife. She makes, she's the wizard behind the curtain. She makes them look good.
I was a full-time missionary for a long time. No one pressed my shirts but me. Is this a woman's job, is to press the elders' shirts?
It's a wife's job.
Yeah, but she's not the wife to these elders. Elders, press your own shirts,
She's wife to the president, though. My guess is she's pressing the shirts.
Some of these missions have 200 people in the mission. The mission president's wife doesn't have time to press all these shirts.
No, but I think that's her husband's.
Oh, so yeah, the mission president, he's too busy.
He's doing, presidential duties. After that, she's going to bake cookies. And when he goes to priesthood meetings, she makes donuts.
Shoes shined and clothing mended and laundered regularly. If you have concerns about care of clothing, such as mending, pressing, or laundering, ask for help from your mission president or refer to the video, Care of Clothing. Now that we have briefly addressed proper wardrobe and grooming, let's consider another very important area, visual and social poise.
Oh, phew. Close call.
Visual poise means how we actually appear to others. It starts with good posture and an alert, cheerful countenance.
If by chance you meet frown, just gotta always look good, smile on your face, never a frown, never a bad day, right?
That's right. You can't have emotions. They can't be real.
We can have emotions of being happy and upbeat, but that's it.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Good posture means stomach muscles in, back and shoulders straight, and head up.
Whoa, stomach in? Suck it up, elders, literally. Now, I know you did some modeling. Is this solid advice?
Definitely. If you have to suck it in, you're not modeling. You can't have it to begin with.
So wait a minute. We're giving runway model advice to missionaries now?
Evidently. It's important. This is how you convert people.
I guess so. Wow, I'm learning a lot from this video.
Good posture not only makes us appear confident, but feel confident as well. A sincere smile, eye contact, and a firm handshake communicate that we care.
You know, I seem to remember, Sophronia, another very important church video which goes over a lot of handshakes in great depth. So I'm very looking forward to seeing what we're going to get here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, let's see if they give it away.
Handshake should be a straight-handed clasp.
Oh, they kind of do.
Firm. Like this.
Gotcha.
Not this.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Oh, they kind of do.
Heavens no.
Sometimes when we get nervous, we tend to display nervous habits which can distract from our message. We may not even be aware we are doing them.
Now, what kind of ring do we see here?
Oh, it's a signal ring. It's our CTR. She's letting everyone know that she knows how to choose the right.
You betcha.
Evaluate yourself for any such habits and ask your companion to let you know if he or she notices nervous habits which can be corrected. One bad habit which should always be avoided is gum chewing. Can anything good be said about how a person looks while chewing gum?
Apparently not.
No, I guess not.
You could still say that the person is a very nice person. They're very attractive. I don't know what. It's just all gum chewers are just going straight to outer darkness, I guess.
I guess so. I mean, they did emphasize the breath. I mean, this guy's doing his best. Try it.
Yeah, I guess they emphasize mouthwash, not gum. There's a subtle difference in between the two.
Yeah.
Even if someone is not 100% attractive and glowing and just great in every single way, and maybe they've had a small faux pas, you can still say something nice about them.
Especially since the very fact they're a child of God. I mean,
exactly.
If visual poise is how we appear, social poise is how we act. One of the most important things you can do is to be genuinely interested in the people you meet and make them feel comfortable with you. That means saying the first kind word, asking them about themselves, and then really listening to what they have to say. Always remember to say please and thank you, and to show appreciation for any kindness given you. These are words often overlooked. Thank you notes take so little time and mean so much. Always write thank you notes to the doctors who attend you.
I am starting to get overwhelmed here. Do you know how many different things we've got to keep track of as a missionary here, from what you wear to how you speak to your hygiene to leaving thank you letters to, this is just one video. This is like an 11-part series, and I'm overwhelmed, and I'm not even on a mission.
I know, but they're really preparing them for true adulthood in the church, because every time you go to church, there's something, whether it's journal writing or keeping your food storage or, all of those things. Temple attendance, scripture study. It's a long list.
We're only 7 minutes into this video, and the list is already like 80 different things that you need to keep track of from the beginning to the end, from pressing your shirts to shining your shoes to what's supposed to be in your purse to how you're supposed to address people to your hygiene to chewing gum. Every single little part of your life is regulated. I am literally getting overwhelmed. I'm just glad that my mission is behind me.
Well, but at least there's a list. You don't have to come up with it. You just need to follow it.
And what about introductions when meeting people? When introducing yourself, all you really need to say is, "Hello, I'm Sister Brown, and you are?" Then you might engage in a short conversation by asking a question or two. And don't forget the rules of introduction. Introduce women to men.
Now, why are we introducing women to men? Seriously, what is the point?
I don't know.
I can only speculate on this, but whenever people come in front of the monarchy, in front of royalty, in front of someone who has a higher station, they're introduced to the queen. It's not that the queen is introduced to them. So if you're introducing women to men, men by nature have a higher standing. They have a higher social position than women.
Well, he has the authority, definitely.
Whether they have authority or not, this video didn't make differentiation because someone has the priesthood. Men inherently, socially, have a higher station than women. That's why women are to be introduced to men, according to the video.
Well, definitely. And they have the potential for the higher authority too, whether they have it or not.
Just the potential alone, whether they're a priesthood holder or not, means the women, they should be deference to men.
100%.
Sister Jones, this is Brother Smith. Introduce an older woman or man to a younger one. Sister Jones, I'd like you to meet Sally Brown. Or, Brother Smith, this is Elder Green. When taking investigators to church, be sure to introduce them to several friendly members so they'll feel like they have friends and they're a part of the group. Also, try especially hard to remember names. Listen carefully when you meet a person. If you should forget a name, simply say, "I'm sorry, I've forgotten your name." Then be sure to listen carefully so you'll remember the next time. And finally, a very important aspect of social poise is being able to handle yourself in an awkward situation. You just may find yourself saying a wrong word, spilling food at dinner, or doing something else that might embarrass you. What do?
How embarrassing.
Poor girl.
Oh, boy.
Don't overreact. Just pause, take a deep breath, think of the kindest thing you might do or say for all concerned, and do it. Be gracious, apologize if necessary, and maintain your good sense of humor. But don't dwell on the incident.
Now, did you get all of those steps that happens if you make the smallest faux pas at dinner?
I was just distracted by the fact that these girls went to the Lancome counter before they started the film.
I mean, these are some seriously upbeat and happy missionaries all the time. And it practically goes without saying that they are white and delightsome as well.
Oh, they definitely are.
Another situation which can be awkward for missionaries deals with animals and family pets. Getting attacked by a dog is a situation which can be not only frightening, but dangerous. While different opinions exist about what to actually do, ranging from speaking in friendly tones to the dog, to saying no in a very low, firm, and authoritarian voice. The thing not to do is to run. And under no circumstances should you kick at the animal. Stand still and assume an extremely confident, in control air. Often this will disarm the animal and it will be less aggressive.
Sister Stepford here, she talked over in all of the other anecdotes and all the other situations. We got to see the missionaries in that situation behaving either good or bad, and then she gave commentary on it. She talked over all of the vignettes in all the other situations except for this dog situation. Now, why do you think that there was no voiceover with missionaries acting out what was happening here?
I don't think they wanted to film a dog attack.
That's not a good look, right?
Oh, it wouldn't be good for that to be spread around.
I can tell you that dealing with dogs is extremely stressful. It happens all the time, every single day. Now, I never kicked a dog as a missionary, but if I had the choice between being attacked and defending myself, I really hope that I would actually defend myself. Now, I was attacked. I was bitten once. It wasn't super serious, but it was very stressful. It would have been nice if Sister Stepford had given actual concrete steps for the missionaries of how to handle a situation. But she said, well, there's many different ways that you can do it. This is the only piece of the video that, in my mind, that actually would keep missionaries safe, and that is not just something that is very appearance-based and very, very trivial. This is actually really important for missionaries, and she just took a pass on it.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. It really was the only kind of concrete critical thing that they probably needed to know. That maybe sunscreen, health and well-being long term.
Yeah, your health and well-being of the missionary. There's many different ideas, and just don't kick the dog and whatever else. Go with the spirit. But we're having specific things about frills on skirts, ankle length, sock length. All these are very specific, but something for the welfare, for the health of the missionary that you will encounter every single day with dogs. That would have been vital for this particular film. She doesn't really give an answer.
Yeah, she doesn't really know.
When visiting homes, keep in mind that many people look at a family pet as a family member, even as another child. Be as kind to the family's pets as you are to them.
One of the difficulties that I had on my mission was that I was allergic to cats. And sometimes the people we visited, they wanted me to hold their pet. Well, I just learned to admire the pet and just very gently explain the situation.
Sister Feline here is rocking some nice shoulder pads. Are those still in fashion?
They're long done.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So we're a little bit past the times here.
Also, a story about my son, a former missionary from Oregon, was invited back into a family's home after a year of them not even wanting anything to do with the missionaries, because a former missionary had kicked their dog.
Oh, no.
And had said, if it comes near me again, I'll kick it again. And of course, that's not to be done in the mission field. It's hard to believe it was. So after a year, they invited the missionaries back, and I believe they were baptized.
Of course they were. Of course they were.
They're always baptized once they come back if they're in the story.
Of course they were baptized. What a faith-promoting story.
Yeah, you don't tell the story unless they're baptized.
No way. Sister Sanctimonious said she believes they were baptized. She didn't say she knew for sure. She says, I believe that they were baptized. You don't even know.
Yeah.
And the crazy part is she also said that she didn't really believe that the missionary kicked the dog. Remember, she said that was hard to believe.
Yeah.
So, I mean, she doesn't believe that the missionary kicked the dog. She doesn't actually know if they were baptized. This is your faith promoting story here. She can't even believe her own story.
No, there's really no point to the story at all, actually.
The point of the story is never kick a dog because it could, make the church look bad. That's basically it. Now, if you get savagely attacked by a dog and I don't know, you're injured by the dog, well, that doesn't make the church look bad. It's hard for you, but we don't want to have the church to have a, some kind of a negative perception problem. So good luck with it.
Yeah.
If you get dog or cat hair on your clothing, say nothing to the family and don't brush it off in front of them. But later, in your apartment, simply lift the hair off with a piece of masking tape. Remember that as we refine ourselves through our appearance and conduct, we'll reflect modesty and dignity. It's proper to care about how we look and act, so that we'll be radiant and impressive examples of the gospel.
Radiant and impressive. That sounds like some kind of a euphemism of some kind. Boy, if you want to get in touch with me, though, I'm at mormonmoviereviews@gmail.com. The church has updated the missionary guidance here, specifically for sister missionaries, Sophronia. Yes, it was at the end of 2018, where Mormon women sister missionaries can now wear pants, just not to church.
Let's not go crazy.
Baby steps.
Yes.
What is the film's overall message?
Got to look good. You want to sell the gospel, you got to be a pretty package.
Yeah, you got to have the complete package. You can't just know the gospel. You got to look good while you're doing it.
Oh, definitely. You got to look the part.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, how do you feel about the missionaries that they selected for the video? Every single one of them had pale skin. They were white. They were relatively thin. They were attractive. There were no persons with disabilities.
Well, they were carefully handpicked. I mean, that's for sure.
Trying to send the right message here with the people that we selected. And what is the right message based upon the people that they selected for the video?
The right messages were Caucasian, were healthy, more attractive.
Yeah, no acne scars, no any problems whatsoever. You look good, you're fit, you're happy, you're just shimmering, right? You're not sad, nothing like that. And also think about this. What was the level of control over the missionaries that this film seemed to normalize? They were being controlled in literally this is just one out of like 11 steps. How do you feel about the level of control that this film seems to normalize?
Well, it's good to laugh at it, but it's pretty scary. Everything is itemized and exactly how you need to live, how you need to act and say and do. I mean, it's intense. There's no individual celebration or any sort of embracement of anybody being unique or different.
You're like a robot. You need to fit the stereotypical mold. And this is where we got like the Book of Mormon musical, which came out, it came out in 2012, is that it's making fun of that stereotypical business attire, low intensity colors, kind of like a factory feel for the missionaries. And that makes it so that people are not living authentically the way that they want to live. You're not authentic to yourself. We have this prescribed set of rules and behaviors and actions that we want you to do. And if you don't fit inside of that mold, if you're, if you're super tall or super short or heavy or whatever it is, then you feel like you're not a good ambassador for the church. And that is a really challenging message for some missionaries to have to face.
Oh, definitely. And I mean, there's a lot that suffer with depression, all sorts of issues. And I think this is the root of it. I mean, it's just they can't keep up with that. They feel like they're not enough. And, they're doing their best and their kids. And it's sad. It's sad that the focus is so heavy on this. It's a lot of pressure.
It sure is. Now, thank you so much, Sophronia, for helping me to review this film. I really appreciate your input.
Well, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Thanks so much for joining me to review this film. Please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. And join us next time for another episode of the Mormon Movie Reviews, where LDS movie lovers belong, where we will review Shannon. So long.
Bye.